Alright, so first of all, our group have been decided to choose FNN of Fraser and Neave company as a company that we have to discuss about their financial performance evaluation. So before we go into that part, I will share to all of you a little bit about this company. So first of all, as we know, FNN is one of the oldest company among the food and beverage companies. Alright, so if you all can see, FNN is a Sharia compliant company that have been listed in main board of Bursa Malaysia. This company with an annual turnover 4 billion ringgit from its core business in the manufacture, sale and marketing of beverage and dairy products. Secondly, initials FNN is from John Fraser and David Chalmers Neave in 1833. Thirdly, FNN is one of the largest beverage manufacturers and distributors in the region with leading brands. For example, 100 Plus, FNN Flavors, FNN Seasons and FNN Ice Mountain. FNN is also the undisputed leader in the sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk markets in Malaysia and Thailand. Their products are exported to 82 countries across the globe and they will focusing intently on halal markets, leveraging the nation's halal hub accreditation. Next, I will go through the vision and mission of FNN. First, vision of FNN is to become the leading total beverage company in Malaysia and the region. The mission of the company is to provide superior returns to our shareholders, excellent value for our customer and rewarding a career for our employees.
Type of FNN product, among them FNN Season, Teapot, Farmhouse, Ranger, FNN Cordial, FNN Fine Flavor, 100 Plus, Sunkiss, Borneo, Gold Coin.
First of all, in financial performance evaluation for chart and analysis, I will share about their liquidity ratios. Liquidity ratios is divided into two, namely current ratio and quick ratio. As you all can see, it shows the graph of current ratio and quick ratio of the FNN company. For current ratio of FNN company, the graph shows an increase every year. Fraser and Neave or FNN company current ratio shows higher current ratio, which is 1.93 times in 2018, 2.21 times in 2019 and compare with 2.42 times in 2020. Next, for quick ratio, the graph also shows an increase on every year. As you can see, the result for the acid test ratio, or we call it as quick ratio, shows higher in 2020, which is 1.50 times in 2020, 1.48 times in 2019 and compare, which is 1.35 times in 2018.
Based on the graph show the average collection period, revenue increased in 2018 by 56 days, but there was decrease in debt repayment period in 2019 to 2020 by 53 days. From here we can see the attitude of customer who refer payment within a set period of time. This adversely affect the company in conducting their operation. Well, next is inventory turnover. As we can look to the graph, show a decrease in 2020 of 4.2 times and 4.9 times in 2019, which results in surplus of accumulated stock compared to 2018, showing an increase of 5.5 times. Because as we know, in 2020 has been situation of pandemic COVID-19 in the economy and financial sector that hit the countries. Besides that, all commercial, education and manufacturing industry must be stopped to prevent this pandemic. So we go to total asset turnover. Based on the graph, it shows an increase in 2018 to 2019 of 1.16 times, after which there is a decrease in asset charge in 2020 of 1.13 times. Because as we can see for the calculations, the problem that plagued the company in 2020, the asset had to be liquidated to close the sales of that. Yes. Okay, the last for efficiency ratio is fixed asset turnover ratio. According to the graph that has been seen, fixed asset turnover show an increase in the ratio for 2018 of 2.28 times. After that, the rate of decrease in the ratio for 2019 of 2.23 times, it gives an increase of 0.1%, which is 2.24 times in 2020 in the company. In this case, the company FNN did not use the fully to cover the sale rate. Based on the financial statement of the company, we can see the increase in asset as told you to increase in their asset investment. Previously, revenue sales increased throughout 2018.
For my part, I will present about leverage ratio. In leverage ratio has a 3 ratio, and the first one is the debt ratio. The debt ratio show a big decrease in 2020, which is 23.57% compared to 2019, which is 27.81%, and 2018, which is 31.8%. From the financial statement, it can see the company are getting more current liabilities compared to non-current liabilities. However, it gives impact to the company depend to asset in paying the debt. The second is debt to equity ratio. The debt to equity ratio show decrease in 2020, which is 30.84% compared to 290, which is 38.52%, and 280, which is 45.10%. The results show the company are depending to the debt financing compared to equity financing. The last four leverage ratios is time interest earned. The time interest earned show lower in 2020, which is 108.64 times compared to 290, which is 118 times, and 218, which is 28.24 times. It shows the FNN Berhad has higher ability to pay interest obligation using operating profit.
Profitability ratio. Number 1, the net profit margin. The net profit margin show a lower in 2020, which is 9.55% compared to 2019 10.6% and to 2018 9.98%. The net profit margin in 2019 are higher than 2018 and 2020 because it is possible that the result shown is proof that the higher sale can produce a profit. Number 2, operating profit margin. The operating profit margin show a lower ratio in 2018 is 11.36% compared to 2019, which is 13.18%, and 2020 is 30.23% because there are unstable costs in terms of the average or the ratio of goods sold. Next, return on equity. The return on equity ratio show a lower in 2020 9.55% compared to 2019 16.22%, and 2018 is 16.76%. This result show the firm is good in manage the equity financing from investor in funding the operations. The last one for the profitability ratio is return on asset. The return on asset show increase in ratio. In 2018, it is 11.55% to 2019, 11.71%. But since 2019 to 2020, which is 10.82%, the ratio of the return on asset is dropped. This shows that companies using assets in generating profit in 2018 to 2019 are efficient, while to 2019 to 2020 are less efficient.
Lastly is market ratio. Market ratio is also divided into two, which is earning per share and dividend per share. For earning per share, the earning per share ratio show lower in 2020, which is RM1.04, in 2019, which is RM1.12, compared in 2018, which is RM1.05. This earning per share going decrease because the profit goes down. For dividend per share, the dividend per share show higher in 2020, which is 60 cents, in 2019, which is 58 cents, compared in 2018, which is 57 cents. From the above, the firm only pays 60 cents dividend per share for year 2020 to its existing ordinary shareholder.
Possible costs. For F&N companies, they are unable to find regular suppliers from time to time to purchase product items. This causes the cost of producing the product to be unstable over time. Moreover, the economic situation of the company is unstable in 2020 as the country is hit by the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. When the country is in a COVID-19 pandemic, everyone can get out of the house if there are no important matters to deal with. So, this company will not accept too many customers to buy their product. Next, for F&N companies, there is an unstable ratio rate at each ratio analysis. It is because there is an increase in liquidity in profits on the cost of the product to be sold to customers.
The recommendation for each financial ratio. First is efficiency ratio. 1. Average collection period. First, the company need to be careful in the future where the company need to check the background of borrowers. Second is the company need to check existing customer before approving the new debt. That can be easily for company to plan in reducing the interest rate charged for the customer. Okay, next, inventory turnover. First, the company must be smart improving its sales strategy in terms of product marketing. For example, they can use social media such as internet, Twitter, Facebook, or television to make advertising of various types of F&N product to make interested to the customer. Then F&N company can make plan to work with registered charity throughout the state in holding charity fundraising and donation in terms of daily equipment including food, clothes, and money for the place. Furthermore, for total asset turnover, first, they can improve the mutu of quality product and skilled workforce that can do the job well, such as employee who has experience and good skills to do some work. Then can work with hypermarket or grocery shop, example KK Mart or 99 Speed Mart, to make more promotion to the customer for the company product until they are sold. Okay, last but not least is fixed asset turnover. The company can increase the asset by that business well and the existence of the corporation of charity because it can show high improvement, strengthen the stability of the company.
Recommendation for leverage ratio. The first is debt ratio. The company only show a lower debt ratio every year, but the company should monitor their debt carefully so that its debt is not higher in the coming year. The company can sell its asset and then lease them back. This will induce a cash flow that can be used to pay off some debt. Other way is increase the sale. The company can focus seriously on increasing the sale without any increase in overhead expenses. When company increase in sale, it can be used to reduce the debt and improve the debt to total asset ratio. The next is recommendation for debt to equity ratio. The company should increase the sale, then it will help the company in paying the debt as soon as possible. Furthermore, the company should getting financing through equity, which is stock or bond, because it will help company in bankruptcy risk and paying higher interest payments. It also will attract investors to invest in the company that are less on debt financing. The last recommendation for leverage ratios is time interest earned. The lower the interest the company has insufficient income to pay off interest expenses and debt obligations. It is more favorable if the company has higher value of times interest earned ratio has it shown that the company has sufficient earning to pay off interest expenses and its debt obligations.
Now, profitability ratio. Recommendations for net profit margin is the F&N companies need to expand their products nationwide. This is because the F&N Holdings Berhad can cover the shortcomings they faced in the previous year. In addition, the F&N Holdings Berhad can also stabilize their economy at the same time able to earn an increase in terms of profits in various aspects. Next, recommendations for operating profit margin is this company should reduce the market price in order to strengthen its operating profit. However, the quality of the goods used is maintained. Not only that, the company also needs to reconsider the cost in terms of delivery to the customer. In addition, capital to purchase product items should also be reduced so as not affect operating profits. Number 3, return on equity. My suggestion is these companies need to find a supplier who can accept a low price offer for an item. To get a low price offer as well, a company has to buy an item in bulk at the same time, or it is better known as wholesale. Last recommendation for profitability ratio is return on asset. F&N companies always need feedbacks from their customers or consumers to improve their lag. If the company can follow to improve their shortfall in sales, then it can attract customers to buy and invest in the company. In addition, if the company has unused space, it can be rented out to others. This way can help reduce costs and increase revenue.
For earning per share, I heavily recommend to company that they have to look out the price earning ratio when figuring earning per share. Next, for dividend per share, I recommend to company to increasing in dividend is usually created by the shareholders because it is cash in their pockets.
In the period of 3 years from 2018 to 2020, based on the financial statement, according to the ratio analysis, there is an increase or decrease for each ratio in managing the company for the profit. In the conclusion, we can see and know more about the company planning, the marketing strategy to be achieved in the future. This is so with the situation of economy being very worried as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. Are they able to grow their business in the manufacturing because there are various obstacles and challenges at this time? So therefore, we hope that local industry sector can compete